Something amazing happened in Pine River, Minnesota. A group of people decided to get together to try to preserve the planet, our planet, everyone's planet, and its resources for the next 7 generations. This was not a UN council or a government committee. This was a group of people in a town with a population of 900. They decided they needed to do something for the world. What did they do? They held an event at the local school.
Good morning. Hey, it's not minus 40 and it's not blowing wind, so we're doing okay today, right?
Well, this is Back to Basics, and it's a day-long event full of workshops and all things sustainable.
We've got all kinds of things going on today. We've had workshops going all day, all kinds of great presenters on different, topics on sustainable living, and we've got the vendor area set up, and tons of great booths in there. Lots of great information, great merchandise, a lot of homemade stuff, and baked goods, you name it.
It's so exciting because you bring all kinds of people together. There's lots of resources and people that are working for good for the world. And it starts on a local basis, and it's just really great to network and to learn from each other, and it's just a lot of fun.
They call the event Back to Basics because, as they see it, sustainability is simply a more traditional way of living.
You look back in our history, and we've gotten so much into processed foods, and we live such fast-paced lifestyles and the convenience of everything, and now we're looking at how can you take a step back.
We have everything from cutting your home heating bills to making lefse. We have several things having to do with making things from other things, repurposing, using old fabric from clothing and making it into rugs or quilts or new items. We've got some people from the Sustainable Farming Association with us this year who are doing workshops on mostly food-centered things and farming and the organic certification process. Everything from food to recycling to energy, you name it.
Today I'm presenting 2 classes, this one, which was called Healthy Snacking. And today we were promoting more fresh things, more vegetables, more fruit. And so it was a sharing of ideas and eating. People are making some big changes, I think, on a personal level, and just need to know how to do that.
Back to Basics is organized by a local nonprofit called Happy Dancing Turtle. Their mission is to build, demonstrate, and promote sustainable living solutions that are economically and ecologically practical. Its origins have a similar story to their event, a group of people coming together to help the planet.
When I first started here, I didn't know what Happy Dancing Turtle was either. Nobody else did. So, a lot of people would say, who, what? And nobody knew what was going on here. And we have more and more people who come for tours and more people who attend our events, and they know what sustainable living is. Now when I go into schools and say, do you know what sustainability is, there are kids who can answer that question. This is our 5th annual Back to Basics, and we are pleased to have Winona LaDuke as our keynote this year. We're really excited about that.
So someone said, where are you going? I said, I think about 20 lakes east. I live on Round Lake, which is up by the Tamarack Refuge, and I don't know, maybe it's 20, 30 lakes east over here, I don't know.
Winona LaDuke is the director of the White Earth Land Recovery Project. She's a practicing rural development economist, and she kicked off the day with her keynote address entitled The Green Path, Indigenous and Rural Self-Reliance in This Millennium.
I was teaching a Minobamataziwan. Has to do with quality of life, which is what I think we are all aspiring to, is good quality of life, whoever we are and wherever it is we live. And in that, there are teachings of how to work out your spiritual relationship with the Creator and your spiritual relationship as individuals who are here now, Oma'a King on this land, with all your relatives that are around you, whether they have wings or fins or feet, hands, or roots. We have this teaching that the Creator's law is the highest law, higher than the laws made by nations, states, or municipalities. And one would do well to live in accordance with the Creator's law. What does that mean in practical terms? Well, you could trade pollution credits all you want. You can change and rename recommended daily allowances or effluents, recategorize them as less toxic or more toxic according to who has political power. But in the end, we have to drink the water. We have to breathe the air. And there's no place else to go.
Winona set the stage for the rest of the day's events. People broke into workshops on a variety of sustainable topics, and what happened in these classes was truly astounding. People talked, people shared, people discussed their concerns. They discussed solutions.
I went to a solar class this morning, so I'm learning better about how to get off the grid, which is something I've thought about for many years. And everybody I've listened to today, because I'm quite an eavesdropper, they're all talking about it. They're all loving it. They're all liking that everybody's thinking on the same lines, and I want to see more of these events going on.
This is a good cross-section of people that are coming here, sharing a common interest and seeing the activity, the number of people that are attending here. That's the reason why I attend these sessions.
It just gives people an opportunity to realize that they can do these things and it's not that difficult. I believe that anything that you make, whether it's a craft or a food item, instills a lot of your own self, and so you can do that intentionally. And I think a homemade piece of bread is just a lot different than a manufactured out of metal and all of that. So
I think it's hard as a person to think about taking it all on yourself, and then you tend to do nothing. Now it feels like, there's some hope, and that's what I see in lots of people today.
The day seemed to be a success, but the burning question on all the organizers' minds was just how many people showed up.
I just went through what we have left of our lunch tickets, and we had 300 lunch tickets made up, and there were 48 left. So we had 250 people for lunch, but there were still a lot of people that didn't do the lunch. They came just for a workshop or two, or came to see the keynote or the vendor area. So I would say we're at over 300 would be my guesstimate when you take in all those people too.
A group 1/3 the size of the Pine River population all came here to listen and to be heard. But more importantly, they came here to build a network. Because in a small town like this, people understand better than most that it takes a community working together for the good of the whole. These people are creating personal relationships to one another because they see the path that they're headed down, and they want to take a stand, to try to live within their means, to try to protect their resources, to live sustainably, to save the planet. And that's something amazing.
I think I'm actually going to go out there and do my little house that's off the grid, so that's really good. Just one person at a time, I think, is what we need.